Hello, this is Dr. Bisanga. And Chris, you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Chris, and I would like to tell you about my bad experience with hair transplants.
So, thank you, Chris, for accepting and talking face to face about your painful experience and your repair journey. So, first of all, I would just ask you uh, what led you to the decision of doing a hair transplant in the first place?
Yeah, that was time in my life that I didn't feel good with me, like inside. I had like personal issues, so I thought maybe I will change something in my look to feel better. And I went to gym and I started talking with my friend who just came back from Turkey. And he told me, if you want to repair a little bit your hairline, go to Turkey. So after that, I called to one clinic in my country to ask about the price. And they told me like it was quite high price. After that, I called to Turkey. They gave me very good price. So I didn't think a lot. And like 2 weeks after, I was in the plane on my way to Turkey. Like I was chatting with the. Oh, so sorry. Like it's hard for me to.
Yeah, so you were chatting with the salesperson uh,
Yeah,
over what? Over an email, over WhatsApp,
what
over
it
text
was.
messages?
All the messages were at WhatsApp, and like I didn't know a lot about hair transplants, but I knew that I don't need a lot of grafts. I told them like they they said that when I sent them my photos of my hair, like they told me that you need 4,000 grafts. I told them no, I just need maybe 2,500 grafts. And like I that time I wasn't yeah, I wasn't sure like if I want to do it or not do it. But the guy from the clinic, after my first call, he was calling to me every second day and ask me, come to us, come to us, come to us. It was, I think it was their marketing. So like, so I was thinking like what bad can happen, because I've had a lot of hair. So I just went there. Like they assured me that the procedure will gonna do the doctor with 15 years of experience. I just checked, it was in hospital, it wasn't like clinic. So I was sure that everything is gonna be fine. When I was checking the Instagram page, they had only photos with smile faces. Everyone on the photos are happy. So I don't know
Yeah,
what.
so you went there, and this was what, 2 years ago or
Yes, 2 years ago it was.
3 years ago?
Yeah.
And when you arrived there, did you meet a doctor? Did you have anyone examine your scalp, check your donor, and
No.
because you were reluctant to do 4,000, you just wanted a little bit your temple filled. And but did anybody design the hairline and explain to you that this is the process, this is how many grafts we're going to place there or not?
No, they didn't explain me anything. It was one guy, the guy that was chatting with me on WhatsApp. He came, he came to me to the hotel. We went together to the hospital. I was. He told me that the doctor don't speak English, so he was my translator. He was translating everything. Like that time, like they checked my donor area, like she grabbed my hair, touched them, and she said, oh, you've got very good donor area. he translate everything. That time I was thinking that she has to be a very good doctor because like she knows everything, and we just do the lines here like the same that I was showing them on the photos before. So I was sure that they gonna feel just only my temples. They cut my hair. Like I also yeah, they cut my hair like, and they before they cut my hair, the guy took me to the reception in hospital. So I didn't sign the papers with the fake doctor. I was signing papers with the hospital. Then after that, he took me one more time to the room when the procedure was made. Like they made some blood tests, like and
So
they
they did your blood test. They did all the testing, and how long the surgery lasted?
all the surgery from start to the beginning, I think maybe 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours.
5 hours.
Yeah.
And then when the surgery was over, what was your reaction?
like like I had the bandage, so like I was a little bit painful. I went straight to the hotel. So, but after procedure, like I started thinking maybe I'm in the wrong place because when I saw my recipient area, it wasn't looking like on the photos that I sent them when I asked them about the procedure. Like they
So
didn't.
they end up placing more hair even in the place that you didn't really want.
Yes, they put much more hair to my recipient area.
Mhm.
But that time I was thinking she is a doctor, so she's know what she's doing. So maybe I will have like more hair in my recipient area. So I didn't that time I didn't know that it's gonna go in very wrong way. Like
So fast forward, after that, you left, you went back home to Poland, and what happened?
no, after that I went to hotel, and the day after procedure I went to the hospital to take off the bandages, and it was the day that I realized that I'm in the wrong place because there was no doctor. It was only one girl. She took the bandages that day. She didn't allow me to record. She didn't even clean my blood. She didn't even clean blood from my head. Like it was looking like they left me. Like I had only contact with the guy from WhatsApp, but he was telling all the time that everything is normal, don't worry, you will have beautiful hair. So when I went back to Poland, like the problems after maybe 1 week start.
What
Uh,
kind of
yeah, like my head started looking like someone put fire on my head. It wasn't like. Also, that time I didn't know that there is something like shock loss. I know about shock loss from a recipient area, but I didn't know about shock loss from donor area. And like I had so big shock loss that I lose.
So shock loss is mostly the distraction of some of the remaining follicles. That some of the follicles that were on your scalp, they just got into shock because a lot have been taken in a square centimeter, in a square inch. So uh, then some of the hair, the remaining hair, died or went into shock. That's what we call shock loss. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in so much stress also that I knew, like I was I start to search in internet how the real procedure should look, and I couldn't find any case like mine. Like I didn't find any hairline. Like they did like on my head, like it was looking like helmet. Like I couldn't understand why they put almost all the grafts between my native hair, not like the gaps that that needed to be filled. So like when the hair didn't want to grow in donor area, I went to doctor in Poland to ask what just happened, and they couldn't tell me how it's gonna finish. Like they said maybe the hair will grow, maybe the hair will not grow, we don't know. I was texting and calling to Turkey every day. They always assure me, don't worry, everything is normal, you're gonna have beautiful hair. I don't know what period of time went, but like I start asking also if the person who was making the procedure was a real doctor, like because that time I start to seeing many red flags that I didn't seen before. So like it was a really hard time for me. I think in 3 months I lost about 12 kilograms. I had really deep depression. Like I stopped going outside my home. Like it was maybe I had 40 years and it should be the best time in my life. Like, and it was the worst time in my life. So uh,
Sorry to hear that. You know, I know in the post-op period is a period where most patients are vulnerable because you want the support that you can from the clinic, and you also want to understand that you didn't make a mistake and things are not always looking good in that period of time in the immediate post-op, but usually things get better within 2 3 months. Then the hair start growing around 3 months. But going back to your story, you say you start seeing some red flags. Can you elaborate a little bit on those red flags that you started seeing?
yeah, the first red flag was that they didn't took 2000 2500 grafts that I asked them. They didn't know exactly how many grafts they extract. It was also time that I start counting the holes on the photos. Like so, like I'm sure that they took 4,000 between 4,500 grafts. So that time I realized that the hair will, many of them they will not grow. Like they destroy my donor area. So it was the really like it was I couldn't understand why they did that. I even text them like I would pay the same amount of money for 1,000 grafts. Like you didn't need to take 4,000 grafts. Like yeah, like I remember when I was inside that hospital, like I didn't ask them about microscope because I was sure that the microscope is in the next room, not the room that they were making procedure, but the next room. So like I didn't see any microscopes. The technicians didn't use microscopes.
And loops.
Yes, and loops. I also just before they start to extract grafts, I ask the guy, "Do you know that in hairline, I just need one hair follicles,
Single hair, yeah.
yeah, single hair?" Because I knew about that, and all my questions he was saying yes, yes, don't worry, yes, don't worry.
So we
Like,
can see the donor how it was over harvested. If we can show us the picture of the donor, and it was what, immediately, what, 3 months after you saw that your donor were not growing,
yes,
nothing was growing.
yes. I didn't know if it's because of my stress or because of them. Like, I was confused a lot.
Um, you saw your result around 7 8 months. You saw how the whole thing looked like and what you didn't like, and that's when you starting looking for a research and see how we can repair your procedure.
Yeah,
So, am I correct?
yeah. Like, when I when the hair that grow in the donor areas starts, they look like palm trees. Like, I didn't have one singles in my hairline. I had like, when I was checking in the mirror, I could see like three hair, two hair. Like, it was, yeah, they look like palm trees, or like sticks. It was like they destroy my hairline, they destroy my donor area, and they also destroy my crown even, because like the hair in the crown look also like sticks.
So, in a series of pictures that Chris have, uh, uh, you can see clearly his picture before and after the procedure, and how the hair looked like before he contacted me. So if we can see those pictures. So what do you want to say about the people who are looking to do a hair transplant, and what should be the thing that they should look to for them not to get in a position that you were being placed?
Like, before my hair transplant, I after my hair transplant, I was thinking that I'm the only one that was botched. But when I start searching internet, I realized that every day it's about maybe 3 5 persons like me. Even, doctor, to your clinic there is a lot of repair patients now, like, every day. So I wasn't unique. So, like, now, I called to many clinics in Turkey to check if they act the same, and it was always the same, like, in the schedule. Like, they lie a lot. Like, they like, please, people, check. Even if you see the smile, uh, happy faces on Instagram, like, most of time they've got a lot of fake followers. They've got 1 million, 5 million followers, 100,000 followers. Like, all the photos are like straight, like my face now. They don't show the donor area. like like the easiest way to check what they are doing before you go anywhere, please tell them, send me photos of the donor area straight after the hair transplant. Sorry, straight after the procedure, like, to check how they punch out the grafts. Like, yeah, because, like, most of the Instagram pages, the fake pages, they show just like straight photo with, they don't show her like from many angles. So, yeah, like, easy, it's easy to show that everything looks good, but like, you don't see what it's going now none uh, behind.
Yeah, so this is an important thing that you say, because you see, when we do hair transplant, we take the hair from the back and the side of your head, And the donor area is not an infinite resources, it's a finite resource. So when we harvest, we need to make sure that we take whatever we need, but we leave enough in a donor, because an average man mainly require 2 to 3 procedure in his lifetime, because hair loss is something that is going to progress. We take medication to slow the process, but there is a possibility that hair loss will. So this warrior hair transplant technique of just taking as much as people want, or the clinic feel, it's wrong. It's wrong because it's destroying um, uh, the back and the side of people's head where the donor is. We call it overharvesting, but it's almost irreparable, irreplaceable resources that has been taken out. And so when even when you seek a repair, most of us who are doing repair, sometimes we have to deal with a very damaged donor, and so the possibility of fixing someone completely are limited. Um, uh, I think we're going to go to your journey when you came, and I'm going to explain a little bit what we did, and then you comment and give a final word. Okay. So, as I said, the patient, this was Chris when he came to see me. He had surgery, and you can see that the hairline just doesn't look normal and natural. He said himself, look like sticks. And the first thing I realized, it was really the psychological trauma from being taken advantage of from the beginning to the end, and the lack of support. So next, uh, so this is the goal here. We decided to remove. I think Chris didn't want any of this hair anymore. He didn't want to see them, so we decided to remove up to 1 or 2 centimeter from what was placed, and you could see the extend on some of those pictures, especially on his right side above the ears. You could see on the third pictures, going from the left to the right of your screen, uh, the extent of the damage there, and in the back of the head. So we measure some of the density in some of this area where the damage has been done, compared to the virgin area just in front of it, where the density was around 70, 75. Would see that the density dropped to 30. So almost more than 50% of the donor were really destroyed. And for what, God only knows. So we can go next. So we decided to remove, I think, the first surgery will remove around 300 or 400 grafts. And in order to try to minimize the scarring, I did suture a little bit um, those wounds, so that they can heal without really leaving a lot of scarring, because it's in the front of the hairline. Chris has been traumatized, so the goal was always, even if he doesn't want any more hair transplant, let make this so that he have the least scarring possible for him to cope with the future. So we did the removal. Then he came back a year later, roughly. Next. So basically, the graft that were removed were placed above the ears there, just in the parietal area, to try to replenish what was taken. And so that's where we place the graft. So while doing this and taking those follicles, um, in between the procedure, we usually ask the patient to wait for the skin to heal before continuing either with another round of extractions or rebuilding the hairline. So here is 14 months later. You can see there were few hairs sticking on that slide. So we can keep that slide. Um, so few hairs sticking 14 months later, and so we decided to do another round of extraction. So we put we remove that was what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, Chris?
2 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. So we'll replace those hair again. So now Chris is in a position after two removal session where we remove more than 650 graft total. I think the repair process of his hairline is completed. So now is up to him to decide if he want to rebuild the hairline or if he want to remain as he is now. Um, it's been a very challenging and emotional journey for Chris, and thank you really for accepting to do this podcast and what you want to say about your whole experience and how we can learn from it.
Yeah, like you don't need to rush with the hair transplant. Like do your research good. And it, in my case, like it wasn't only about the price, because I really believe that I'm going to a doctor. So like the doctor is a doctor, so he's you think he's gonna do good things to you, like. But like the research is really important, and like I think most of the people don't know exactly what the hair procedure looks like. And like a lot of people think that it's only hair and they will grow, and it's not like that with the hair transplant. So like you really have to be careful, and like uh I don't know how to put this. Sorry, like I don't know how to put this good in the words, like.
Really want people to be careful and not to rush in the
Yeah.
decision of doing a hair transplant. There are resources like ISHRS where people can find real doctors who are trained to do hair transplant and not just somebody who decided to take a punch and start punching people. Unfortunately, we have uh, a story of a patient also who commit suicide in France uh, last week because the end up that the guy who did the surgery was a real estate agent and not even a real doctor. So yes, research is important to find resources. So glamorous pictures on Instagram are not usually telling the full story. People need to research. People need to meet the doctor even before doing the surgery. It's your surgery. So meet the doctor. Uh, Look at the credential of the doctor. Is he really a doctor? How many transplants has he performed? Is he part of an international organization that can back his credential? All that are sometimes overlooked, but they are important things that people should look into and be aware. There are a lot of shark out there. Don't be one of the prey.
Yes.
Make your research. And thank you very much.
Yeah, and even wait like 2 4 years to get more money, and like don't think just about good price. Like it's like you're gonna pay much more after when they I don't want to use bad words, when they like,
You butcher your
yeah.
surgery. Yeah. So I always tell my patients it may cost you a cheaper surgery, but it's gonna cost you much more for repair.
Yeah, and then because of the stress that I was been through, I lost maybe 5 10 years of living. I was so stressed. Like,
So make sure if it's expensive, save up your money. A good hair transplant, you know, it's a fair market price. Uh, y- Save up the money and do your surgery with doctor that are trusted. Even in Turkey, you have good doctor, but those good doctors, if you go on ISHRS, they are all member for ISHRS, and they don't take €1,000 or $1,000, two
and
thousand.
I think it's better
You
to,
need to be aware of that. We cannot just trash the whole country. It's not about the country. They are good doctors in Turkey, and people should know that. But unfortunately, there is a lot of these black market clinics and even technicians flying around to offer the poor uh, job and expertise all over the world. So just be aware, and when you do your research, make sure you check and double check.
and it's better to be bald than have bad hair transplant. Like, you don't want to have the scars all over your head in the back. Like, and if someone told you that Fue don't leave scars, because in many countries they use lines like that, don't believe them.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Dr. Bisanga.
Thank you.